We begin with a health hazard, very specific to one field: sexually transmitted diseases and sex work. A woman says she collaborated with a man in a sex scene online for extra cash, but she left that mashup with an incurable disease, herpes. She says he did not disclose the condition with her, and she says he infected others. Take a look.
I know the people that already have it know exactly what I'm talking about, but whenever you realize and find out that you have something as severe as that, it's heartbreaking. I'm sorry. Hearing these girls sob and not know what to do because for a while they didn't know if that's what was going on. It's so sad because...
Now, the male sex performer in question said online he's had sex with more than 3,000 women in his life. He has not commented on these allegations publicly as of yet. At one point during an online conversation, the man in question showed his STD test results, and it showed he was positive for HSV-1. But that could mean a few things, and we'll get with our experts on that. As for others who created online X-rated content, contracting STDs at work is a major concern. Joining us tonight to talk about this, sex expert and kinkologist Lady McCallan and Dr. Marcel Thompson from the Venus Health and Restorative Wellness. So, Dr. Thompson, we want to begin with you. When he showed a positive test for HSV-1, that could mean a few things, not necessarily I have herpes and I'm passing it along.
Correct. What that means is that his body has tested for antibodies. He's been, at some point in time, and like most people, if you've had, sexual intercourse, unprotected sexual intercourse at least 1 or 2 times, it is very prevalent in the community. So you'll test positive for the antibodies. A lot of people will test positive. It doesn't mean they necessarily have the disease, but they've been exposed to it at some point in time.
And when you say the community, you don't just mean the sex industry, you mean everyone.
Correct. HSV is very prevalent. I think it's read to the extent of 2 out of 3 people may have or carry the antibody for it. But having the disease, whether it's HSV-1 or HSV-2, is actually having just lesions that are present that will come and they will go. And in an industry, and we've had many discussions about STDs, STIs, and if you're in this particular field, that is one of the particular hazards of the profession.
Right.
And will we start seeing more of this, Lady McCallan, as a result? Because more people are free to do sex scenes on their own, on not on social media, but online.
Yeah, sometimes on social media. I mean, Twitter, you can almost do whatever you want. There's lots of
Which account is that? I've never seen it.
What is it, like Tumblr, Reddit? You can do all kinds of stuff if you don't get caught. It's one of those things that everything should be legal. Sex work should be legal. And when it's not legalized, all of this happens. So people go and do OnlyFans and they don't do the right checks, they don't do the right system. Like I've been in sex work for like 20 years, okay? So
for those who are wondering what you actually do, explain that.
So I am a dominant. So I'm a lifestyle dominant, so it's different from being a dominatrix. I don't technically get paid for what I do. It's more that I do things with partners, and then I will go into parties and do things there. I do get money and I do get other gifts, but that's more of my kink than anything else. But I'm a sadist, so I beat people, I torture people, I do all kinds of things like that in a sexual fashion. And it's all consensual, obviously, but that's what I do personally. I've been in this field for so long and in the community for so long that I know all about what we're talking about with the STDs and the STIs. You have to get people to get checked. And because everything is so taboo in all this, and because OnlyFans is now a thing, people aren't doing what they should be doing. They should be going. There's so many things that you should even people that aren't in sex work should be getting tested before they have a new sexual partner. I don't care if it's casual or not. You can transmit to anybody. It's too prevalent now.
How much of a betrayal is it if someone has an STI and they don't tell you about it?
So here's the thing. This is a really new conversation, I think, in the last 10 years where there is an STD criminalization laws that are being put into place. Now, if you don't disclose that you are positive for something, even say you have HIV and you give it to somebody and you knew you had it, you can actually be charged with attempted murder. And there's other things. I think it's aggravated assault if it's just a regular STI or STD, but you can be charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. And I think it's like 2 to 20 years in prison you can get for this stuff. This is serious.
And
This
Doc,
is
let's
messing with
talk about the
people's
health
lives.
aspects. I mean, when we talk about herpes, many people blew that off when HIV and AIDS came.
Right.
And they're like, that's a small deal.
Exactly.
But it's not a small deal.
Right, and most of the time, people that have herpes, you know, they've had it for all their lives.
And sometimes they don't even know they
And-
have it.
Right, and the outbreaks may be as frequent as every month, or it may be frequent once a year, or sometimes they may have it, so it really varies on the person. So when counseling patients on this particular, and they've been recently diagnosed, you know, I let them know that they should let their partners know. But you know, of course, if you're in the sex industry and you may only have sexual encounter, you know, you might have a outbreak once a year, or you know, you're in the sex industry. So are you notifying every person? We don't have an outbreak at all. So it does come back, but I take it to self-ownership. I mean, in the sex industry, they're tested. There's a HIV policy. Everybody on the set knows it's been tested. But we're venturing out into this, I guess, the amateur.
In your own home, in your own home.
Right, and you take on those, you know, everybody has some self-responsibility that they have to take on themselves. So, Lady Callahan is right, you know, it's been criminalized, but people have to also take ownership for themselves.
All right. We want to thank you both for joining us here on The Factor Uncensored, because we will continue to see this topic as we see more sex sites and the proliferation of those.